Yes, and we do not.
We don't have an agenda.
We'll do the pledge. We're going to start our meeting out just like we normally do. And,
All right.
hang on just a second
okay.
here. So welcome everybody this morning to our emergency meeting, Hancock County Commissioners. Before we get going here, we're going to let everybody know this meeting's being recorded and streamed for public viewing. By participating, you acknowledge that your image, voice, and comments may be captured and made publicly available. This meeting's being broadcast live and may be available for future viewing. And then before we go any further, we always start off our meetings with the pledge. So if you'd get up and join me with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. So we are back here in this meeting to discuss conditions for time extension as we had presented to us at our last meeting. And if Kayla Brooks in planning would like to get up and just kick us off with just kind of a synopsis of where we are.
So in 2022, a temporary zoning was granted to Stoneland, or I believe at the, Stoneland LLC, to have a concrete mixing plant and a processing plant and associated site parts and pieces on either side of I-70 at 200 West. This was in order to facilitate the expansion of I-70 going on in the area. Mm-hmm. As that project has continued to present day and to the ending date of 12/31/24, they are here asking for an extension of time. This received a favorable recommendation from the Plan Commission of 7 yeas and 2 nays, with 8 commitments, which now have been modified further from our previous meeting. So that is where we are at right now with this project.
Okay, thank you. So we had those conditions presented to us. They went back to Stoneland, and then they have been back to us, and then Scott will update the folks in this meeting as to what those conditions are that we've agreed upon right now.
Yeah, so we have some change conditions, which I will, for the time extension, which I'll read into the record. And we would point out that they are more stringent, so that this does not have to go back to the Plan Commission. I think all parties are in agreement on that. So it's now in the hands of the Board of Commissioners. And I do believe that Stoneland has one more revision they'd like to make to what you have before you. But I'll read these in first and then let them present that. And it's something that is amenable to the board, to council, then there might be one final change. So this is Exhibit C, style conditions for time extension. Owner shall cease all operations other than cleanup on the real estate, and as such, operations relate to owner's current INDOT project it is completing on I-70 in Hancock County, and any other project no later than December 31st, 2025. All part of one. All restoration directives described in Section D of the commitments shall be completed by December 31st, 2027. Owner shall be allowed to operate on the real estate for the sole purpose of removing all equipment, structures, vehicles, materials, stockpiles, debris, waste, or any other items that were not present prior to the initiation of the project, including processing and moving the materials that are on the real estate as a result of the project, and including activities that are permitted uses included in the agricultural A zoning district per Hancock County Code 156.023. Number 2, all restoration directives described in Section D of the commitment shall occur not later than December 31st, 2027, period. Also not later than December 1st, 2027, owners shall provide the Board of Commissioners with soil sample reports showing no contamination as described in Section D of the commitment, period. Number 3, owners shall conduct soil testing in a time interim which will allow for completed remediation of any contamination prior to December 31st, 2027 as described in Section D of the commitment. Number 4, the results of any and all soil tests that are done on the real estate shall be provided to the commissioners by sending the reports to the county attorney, period. 5, the real estate shall return to agricultural zoning designation not later than December 1st, 2026, period. Number 6, by October 1, 2026, owners shall petition the Plan Commission to be placed on the agenda for the November 2026 Plan Commission meeting, requesting that the real estate be rezoned from industrial general to agricultural, period. Number 7, no further concrete, no other debris or materials shall be added to the current stockpiles on the real estate, and no new stockpile shall be created, provided, however, that the owner shall be allowed to move materials from the real estate to the project for completion of the project, period. Any and all piles of dirt, and any other debris, remaining upon the project completion shall be removed in accordance with Section 1 and 2 above. I added 1, Steve and Liz, the number 1 to that version that you have. Number 8, the time extension permitted in Section B of the commitment is valid only if the owner executes the commitment, of which this Exhibit C is part of, within 30 days of the Board of Commissioners' approval of ordinance number 2025, and then that number will be provided. So that's what we're prepared to do. And I want to make sure Rhonda Cook is here. She's the attorney for the Plan Commission. She and I have conferred, and I believe this rendition of these commitments is what we have decided upon. Yes, okay. And so Steve or Liz, if you had one other change you wanted to make, if you could present that.
Sure. Good morning, Steve Ellsbury, attorney with law offices at 8 West Main Street. Before I start into that, first of all, I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time. I know you guys are busy and have many other things going on. So on behalf of my clients and myself, thank you for doing this. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for everybody that's here.
Thank you.
Two questions, I guess, Scott. The first, or I guess it's not really a change. During the course of the Plan Commission meeting, we had agreed to rezone the property back at the end of 2026 as early as possible. Some conversation came up. Once it's rezoned back to ag and in the interim until it's the use is finished, the Plan Commission, and I think Kayla had a discussion that there was a condition added at the Plan Commission that said the cleanup will be considered a legal non-conforming use. So I've said this once before when we were doing a landscaping ordinance. I'm not worried about it while Kayla's here, and I made the comment, I'm not worried about it while Mike Dale's here, and then like a month later he was gone. So just to clarify this, in between after it's zoned ag until everything's cleaned up, we would just like the piles in the process to be considered a non-conforming use. So what that means, and Rhonda can answer, Kayla can answer, is that a new planning director wouldn't come in and violate them for having these piles in an ag zone, which is not a permitted use. It would require a special exception. So while we're trying to clarify things, I don't think it's a major change and I don't think it's an issue, but for clarity's sake, we would like that provision added back in. And I don't know if your legal counsel has an issue with that, but that was a condition that the Plan Commission added.
Only if legal counsel does not see any reason why it going to a non-conforming use presents any issue.
That non-conforming use had a specific end date. The Plan Commission said 2028, but pursuant to the same changes, we would say 2027. So therefore, if it's still there after 2027, it's not a legal non-conforming use. It would be a violation of the commitments and the zoning. But that was the condition that.
Rhonda Cook, the Plan Commission attorney, has, I think,
Sure, absolutely.
he could
I think it was
speak to this.
provision 8 or something.
Right, so my suggestion would be, if you'd like to add that language back in, would be to modify Section 7 for the last sentence that starts, "Any and all piles of dirt and any other debris remaining upon project completion shall be removed in accordance with Sections 1 and 2 above." I would put at the start of that sentence before the word "any," except as provided in Section 8 below, comma, "any and all piles of dirt." So then continue with that sentence. And then a new Section 8 to read as follows: "After operations have ceased on the real estate as of December 31st, 2025, in accordance with Section 1 above, and after the real estate is rezoned to agricultural, A, in accordance with Section 5 above, if there are remaining stockpiles on the real estate, the stockpiles shall be considered a nonconforming use until December 31st, 2027. Does that get you where you need to be?
I think so. I really do.
And I think I have no issue with that additional language. If, what we could do is print that off.
Create a clean copy of that language so it can be reread into the record.
Did it, 1 and 2. Kayla, are you all right with that?
You're not going anywhere, Caleb, but the last time I said that, Mike Dale was gone. Like the next month.
So are we correct then that Stoneland is in agreement with what we've just described in addition to what has now been added?
Absolutely, with the
Okay.
caveat that, can we see the clean copy?
Yeah, we're
before I
going to do
make
that now and print it off. We're going to do that. Do we have the ordinance and the certification with us too? So we can do all of that.
You have a clean copy of the ordinance? Bill does.
Bill does.
Five A.
5A.
5A?
Yes.
Okay. So one more change also.
No, I know. Well, because it says,
Well, this says, this says provide for the. Is that off? Is that off? No, no.
I don't know if it's a big deal.
don't throw you any more remote.
Once you give that to Rhonda so she can.
I just thought, well, she's making a
Rhonda.
change. She might want to change.
Rhonda, you got something else to add?
guys last night. I see slideshow.
Good about that.
Okay.
Actually, I think that's what I got open. Oh, that's Rhonda.
Senate.
Two.
You know,
I'm telling you what, got work to do outside. Mm-hmm.
not to run.
Right,
Let me make
right,
that
okay.
perfectly clear.
Just for clarification, in the last, you guys were okay, no concrete back on the pile, but if the dirt went back on the pile, because they're moving it. My recollection, we didn't have any hard.
If you're moving it within the site,
Right.
if you're bringing trucks in with more. Right.
But on the, and correct me if I'm wrong, I thought that we were not as concerned, like, they dig a ditch, they bring the dirt in, they come and get the dirt again to finish their project, to fill in the hole. That was kind of my, is
That would only be until the end of 2025.
that correct?
Yeah, to finish the project with the lanes, the expansion and the shrinking of the lanes. There would be no dirt or anything on there after 2025. If that's right, you go ahead, yeah, clarify that. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Chad Scott with Milestone. I just want to clarify from our last meeting, just to clarify that for the project to finish the new ditches involved in this project. Throughout there are cuts and fills throughout the project, so we are still no concrete. The dirt that we are cutting out of the existing ditch, some of that material is coming to the pile at the site. And then some of that material will go back out. So we have to have the ability to come and go from the site just to finish this project. So by the end of 25, after the end of 25 and after the end of this project, there is no more material coming into that site. But as we are trying to finish this project, we need the ability to be able to move dirt only to and from that site to complete the I-70 project.
They're requesting would be in other debris shall be added to the current stockpiles on the real estate. Stockpiles shall be created, provided, however, that owner shall be allowed to move material from the real estate to, and provided further, that owner shall be entitled to remove dirt from the project and place such dirt on existing piles on the real estate while owner is completing the project and until the
Might put the date.
In there,
Yeah.
Is there an end, right,
2025.
end date?
If we put that
and it says,
in, I'm
yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all piles of dirt and any other debris on the project in accordance with section.
And I apologize for getting in the weeds, but I think we need to, while we're fixing it, fix it.
You know what, if we're not getting in the weeds, we'd be back.
I'd have more
So,
hair if I wasn't in the weeds, but yeah. I understand.
Yeah,
Am I adding that back to stuff?
Yes.
with a date, with the end date.
End date.
I'm dangerous.
That's what people.
And they put it right in front of you as you're speaking from.
Okay, if I put something in that said project is completed or December 31st, 2025, whichever is sooner? Whatever is sooner.
And with all these changes,
All right. I know.
Type the whole thing, typewriter.
See, I lucked out like in high school. We had those IBM Electrics that was going on, and they had the erasure things.
I remember.
Other than on the state police, we had,
I just know that I did it. I took typing also and can't type worth a darn now.
Mimeograph machines, and then, you know, if your teacher said,
oh, that smell.
you could
Yeah, I do
smell it on
remember
your
that
way
smell.
back to the. Scott, we're getting old. Me neither, but my body makes. Dot matrix and. That's it.
Yeah.
Already do it on your phone. Oh yeah, you have to read what you were saying.
I mean, I've done some voice text and I come out looking like, you know, like, what is she talking?
Oldest boy, he does it all the time, and he just, I mean, he's a comma or a period, and I mean, he just puts it all in there. It works for him. He does it quite easily.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't even need you then. I miss the human.
Wrecking ball, yeah. The one that uses this one.
Back in the day, we'd answer.
It's weird because that one came first.
Party line.
Have to do that to use this one. Final.
Always.
Yes, that's a printer. Yep. It's printing.
Gosh, I ate late too last. Oh, really?
And I hope you can't.
I haven't heard it.
Are you connected to the? Probably not.
That's available.
Well, I've already had breakfast today, so I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, you're like.
I didn't eat anything last night. I just got home and
Yes.
here. I fell asleep in the chair, in which I typically do.
I still email you
I
on
hate
both
it too.
emails.
I tried it.
though.
That's why I said just
It's
email
10
them
o'clock,
both.
I go to the other room.
He said, if it's real emergency, let me know and I'll
But
text
then I
him.
woke up because the alarm went off, so.
That's what I always say. Text me because I may not see my email because they just come in so.
So, this is no longer any good.
Here, we can help you with that.
If you don't mind, one of them unstapled so we can put it with the ordinance. I agree that one.
Okay.
We don't even need it. This is with AI and he's gonna staple documents.
That's how we're gonna save money. We're gonna be AI everything. AI commissioners, AI auditor, it's all just gonna go away and,
AI lawyers, that would be great.
AI life.
okay.
You guys happy?
I'm gonna be sending questions on the SB. I know. I know. Oh, good, because we were down south.
This one.
This one. This one. The ordinance is still good, right?
Ordinance.
We read these changes into the record, or you?
I think what we'd like, maybe at this point, we could just read the ones that have changed.
Okay.
That would be best. Read it.
Yeah.
Good, so you're good? Okay, great.
The better is the fact that
The two things that we wanted to address are cleared up, to allow the dirt back on and off, and then the non-conforming use. They're not
I
in
think the
violation.
only changes then were in 7, 8. Added the ordinance number to 9, so that's all I'm gonna read. Rhonda, is it good from your standpoint? Okay. Bill, with your leave, I'll be glad to just read into the record the changes.
Sure, go ahead. County legal counsel will read into the record the changes for Exhibit C, the conditions for time extension.
So previous in this meeting, I read into the record the conditions for time extension or exhibit. And now we are making these final changes to what I previously read in. Which starts with paragraph 7. No further concrete nor other debris or materials shall be added to the current stockpiles on the real estate, and no new stockpiles shall be created. Provided, however, that owner shall be allowed to move materials from the real estate to the project for completion of the project. And provide further, that owner shall be entitled to remove dirt from the project and place such dirt on existing piles on the real estate while owner is completing the project, and until 1, the project is completed, or 2, December 31st, 2025, whichever is sooner, period. Except as provided in section 8 below, any and all piles of dirt, and any other debris in remaining upon project completion shall be removed in accordance with section 1 and 2 above, period. Number 8, after operations have ceased on the real estate as of December 31st, 2025, in accordance with section 1 above, and after the real estate is rezoned to agricultural A, in accordance with section 5 above, if there are other remaining stockpiles on the real estate, the stockpile shall be considered a non-conforming until December 31st, 2027, period. Number 9, the time extension permitted in section B of the commitment is valid only if owner executes the commitment, of which this exhibit C is part of, within 30 days of the Board of Commissioners approval of ordinance number 2025-5. Those are the changes. And with that, I am fine with what we have, as long as the commissioners are, and we're prepared to proceed. Ordinance, and unless there's any further, where there isn't any further concerns.
Certainly appreciate your work on typing that out real fast. I think that provides added clarity for everybody, for all parties, as to what we need to do. So we're not back in a mess.
Thank you.
I'm glad we were able to resolve this. Everybody, had to kind of decide that they were going to do it. So that was very helpful. And so I know on behalf of the commissioners that I appreciate the fact that they were able to be here this morning and get that emergency meeting done. Deborah's office.
Scott, these don't need to be motioned upon as long as we do this with the ordinance and that's agreed upon.
Right, and that is an exhibit to the ordinance.
Okay.
You could mention it, that it's incorporated in the ordinance, and approving them.
On the internet.
Right.
We'll suspend the rules.
We'll introduce it, suspend the rules.
Okay. I'd like to introduce ordinance number 2025-5A, amending Hancock County zoning ordinance number 2007, I-1B, amending Title 15, Chapter 156, zoning of the Hancock County Code of Ordinances, and amending and restating ordinance number 2022-7E. I make a motion to suspend the rule on the day of introduction.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We suspend the rules on the day of introduction for ordinance number 2025-5A as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
I'd like to make a motion to approve ordinance number 2025-5A, amending Hancock County zoning ordinance number 2007-1B, amending Title 15, Chapter 156, zoning of the Hancock County Code of Ordinances, and amending and restating ordinance number 2022-7E.
And also
And
approving the conditions for.
and all the conditions thereof.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt ordinance number 2025A, amending Hancock County zoning ordinance number 2007-1B, amending Title 15, Chapter 156, zoning of the Hancock County Code of Ordinances, and amending and restating ordinance number 2022-7E, and also accepting the amended conditions from Exhibit C for the conditions for time extension as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
All that's, we need
I think everybody but Deb in her office. Thank you.
I just canceled the doctor's appointment.
Today. Yeah, we can do that. That'd be great.
What did she say?
She's ready to sign the.
Thank you.
Have a notary? Is that what you needed, a notary?
Yeah, Mary Bomer in my office, or across the hall,
Across
Corey.
the hall, Corey
Corey's a
Shambaugh, the
notary.
surveyor.
Because they need to witness.
Right.
Notary.
Yeah, you're as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Because that would just be.
Good weekend. Could apply.
Probably, let's have her to go over to Corey and have Corey.
Is there a
Part of
signature?
the document has her signature on it. I'm not sure.
Does that need to go with it?
I don't know, did it have
There's
the
no signature
certification
page.
letter too from Renee?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Do we have to do something with planning for the recertification? Because Renee certified the previous certification. But no, we don't have any place for her to sign.
Well, this needs to go, I think,
Yeah.
with that paperwork is what we're
Oh.
saying.
And I still have my copy of that as well.
Okay. It's not on this version. She's gonna print out what you send.
I'm gonna try. Supposed to be good. I got a
That would
mow.
be the the commissioner's ordinance will be with us, but if there's something that the planning
No, I have
department
a
needs to do.
very
just
big old
reach
house
out to Kayla.
postage stamps, so I don't have a lot to mow. I mean, it's not a overly large house, but it's,
Is that a?
Do we need a motion?
It has to be recorded. We
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
record
let's
our
see.
ordinance.
We're good to adjourn, Scott, right? We're good to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn?
second.
Been moved and seconded. We adjourn this emergency meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes.
Yeah, ours is restored, more modernized, but yeah.
So what do we need to record? 'Cause
Yeah, it used to be a funeral home many
we
moons
record
ago.
ordinances.
There are. I'm sure of it. And I'm good with that.
Never mind them that we're still recording until.
Yes, we're still recording.
No, I'm just saying. Makes sense. You can go. You can do what you want, sir.
Good weekend,
Bye,
sir.
Gary.
I'm gonna call you later today just to talk about bond.
There you go. I'll bring it back. Because we were in.
All right, well, you call me anytime, and you should be getting an email request that you made to me the other day after the meeting, kind of like when the money was gonna be coming in. You should be getting an email on that today. So, or if you didn't already.
Give me the penny.
We did get a call back from
There goes.
GDI, it was the other one we said.
You later.
Still haven't heard back from GDI.